you're tired of the same old advice of just count calories, do more cardio, move more, eat less, then this video is for you, because I want to give you real practical ways that will speed up fat loss in a time efficient and an effective way. And so I've got 10 simple eating hacks that will get you to your fat loss goals faster. And most importantly, they're pretty easy to implement into your life, and they're not going to take up a ton of your time, which I know is incredibly important for high performing entrepreneurs, business owners, people who have busy schedules, busy lives. So the first tip I'm going to give you is the order that you eat your food in. Now that may sound kind of strange, but it has been shown that if you eat the protein, the healthy fats and the fiber before you consume any carbohydrates or sugar, glucose, then the rate that that sugar gets digested and processed into your body massively slows down. This is really important because what we don't want is to have a big spike of sugar hitting your system in one go, because that's going to result in a spike in insulin. And spiking your insulin switches your body into fat storage mode and is also going to give you an energy crash and is going to spike up your hunger levels and your cravings for more sugar or carbohydrates. So the order in which you eat your food and eating the fiber, the fats and the protein before you eat any carbohydrates is a really effective but really simple thing that you can start doing, which is going to make a massive difference to your energy but your body's ability to start losing fat. The second hack I got for you is going for a quick walk after your meals, literally 10-minute walk. That's going to make a massive difference. It's going to balance your blood sugar levels, which is going to help avoid the insulin spike, which is what we were just talking about. It's going to aid in digestion and help your body to digest the food. It also can boost your metabolism. So there are loads of really positive things about just going for a short walk after your meals that's going to make a massive difference in your ability to lose fat. Hack number 3 is just making sure you're drinking plenty of water and making sure you're drinking some water before your meals, because often dehydration can be confused as hunger, and sometimes you'll think you're hungry, you'll go and eat some food and it won't satisfy you because it's actually just the fact that you're dehydrated. So something I would definitely suggest doing anytime you're feeling hungry, especially if it's between meals, go and drink a good sized glass of water and wait for 5 or 10 minutes and see if that craving or that hunger goes away, because it may just be that you're dehydrated. Hack number 4 is eating a breakfast that is high in protein and healthy fats. Now, I would encourage you to get in plenty of protein and healthy fats throughout the day at all your meals, but especially at breakfast. And you want to be keeping the carbohydrates low at breakfast, which is a bit of a contradiction to a lot of the breakfast foods that you see, especially in the Western world, of cereal, toast, pastries. All those things are a terrible way to start your day and is going to make fat loss really difficult for you. Because again, it comes back to the fact that if you start off your day high sugar, high carb, you're going to spike those insulin levels, which is going to result in it being likely that some of that food you just consumed ends up being stored as fat. And also by mid-morning, your energy levels are going to be on the floor and you're going to be craving more of that carbohydrates and sugar, and you're going to be really hungry again. So starting off your day instead with something like eggs, avocado, maybe some sausage or some nitrate-free bacon or something like that, is going to set up your energy levels brilliantly for the day and is also going to keep you full and satisfied, and you are not going to need to start snacking at 11 o'clock before you've reached lunch. Now, hack number 5 is pretty simple, and that's just don't drink alcohol. Now, I obviously understand for some people that might be a real struggle. Some people, maybe you love wine, or maybe you love going to the pub and having a couple of drinks with your friends. And so if that's the case, it's then just about minimizing how much alcohol you're consuming, because at the end of the day, alcohol and fat loss don't really mix, because there are so many things about alcohol that make it really, really difficult for you to lose fat. Firstly, it's empty calories. It's very calorie dense and comes with no extra nutrients or fibre or anything like that. Secondly, it's going to increase your hunger levels and your cravings for unhealthy food. Thirdly, that food that you do then eat after you've been drinking, because your body is so focused on dealing with that poison that you've just consumed, because that's what alcohol is, the body is not thinking about how best to use the food that you're eating. It is focusing completely on that alcohol. And so what your body does is it just stores the food you eat. So any of the food that you eat after you've had some drinks is just going to be stored as body fat. And lastly, obviously alcohol is going to affect your sleep, how you feel the next day, your energy, your mood. So look, there's so many reasons why alcohol is gonna make fat loss really challenging. So keeping alcohol to a minimum is really, really important if you want to achieve sustainable fat loss and fat loss in a fairly quick time. My next hack is avoid the bread bowl if you are going out and you're eating at a restaurant. Now I know bread is tempting, bread is delicious, but there is a reason why all these restaurants put out free bread on your table before you eat. It is because it is a very fast releasing carbohydrate that you're going to consume before you get to your meal, which is going to spike your insulin, which we've talked about is going to raise your hunger levels and your cravings for more food. That's why restaurants do it, because they know if you eat a few pieces of bread right at the start of your meal, that is going to increase your cravings and your hunger levels so that you end up buying more food or you go for that pudding later on in the meal. And it's why restaurants put out the free bread on your table. So avoiding that bread and waiting until your starter or your main course arrives, which is hopefully going to have some protein, some veg, some healthy fats, is a really good way of still eating out but not harming your fat loss goals. Hack number 7 is eating similar meals. Now, I personally am a massive foodie and I love food and I like trying lots of different foods and eating lots of different foods. However, getting your diet on point and eating in a way that you know is going to get you to your fat loss goals, it may be easier to find yourself a good handful of meals that you know you like and you know have the right stuff in them, the right protein, fats, carbs, all that stuff, and stick to those for a bit. And obviously you can play about with them and do variations of them. So for me personally, I pretty much eat the same breakfast every morning. And I love the breakfast I eat, so I don't really get bored of it. I occasionally have something else, but generally day to day I eat the same breakfast, and that really works for me. Now, obviously I'm not going to eat the same meal all day every day, that would get boring. But keeping what you eat fairly simple is a really effective way of knowing that you are on the right path when it comes to your diet. For hack number 8, it is making sure you are eating enough fibre. And there's 2 reasons for this. Firstly, fibre is very satiating and filling. So if you've got a good amount of fibre in your diet, that is likely going to make you feel very full and satisfied from your meals. Secondly, what we talked about before about foods that slow down how quickly carbohydrates and sugar is processed in the body, fibre is the best at that. It really slows down how quickly your body processes the sugar. So if you've got plenty of fibre in your diet, that is going to really help with balancing your blood sugar levels and your insulin levels. Getting fibre, that's going to come from seeds, fruits and vegetables. That's where I would say you're going to get the majority of your fibre from in your diet. Number 9 is don't eat until you're stuffed. Take the time with your food when you are eating to think about how full you are. Sometimes I think it's very easy to fill your plate with food and then just finish the plate because it's there. And then you get there and you're absolutely stuffed. Be a bit more mindful about how much the food is filling you up. And once you've eaten enough that you feel satisfied, then leave it there. You should not be feeling stuffed or really full after your meals. And finally, coming on to the 10th hack, it is to know the difference between a craving and actually being hungry. Cravings are often emotional. Maybe you're in a bit of a bad mood, or you're tired, or you're stressed, and that is what's causing you to crave a food rather than actually that you're hungry. And we've talked a lot in this video about the fact that if you're eating the wrong kind of foods, the ultra-processed foods, the high sugar, high refined carbohydrate foods, then you're gonna get cravings from those foods. But a good little tip I have for this is the next time you are craving a food and you think maybe you're hungry, ask yourself, would you have a portion of meat or fish, maybe with some vegetables right now? If that's a no, then it's not that you're hungry, it's just that you're craving something. And if you're craving something for any of those reasons I mentioned, stress, you're in a low mood, then you can now identify that that's a craving, it's not that you're hungry, and you can find some kind of other activity that's gonna help to improve your mood or de-stress you that doesn't involve eating unhealthy food that in the end is only gonna make you feel worse. So that was 10 eating hacks for faster, more effective fat loss. I really hope you found this video helpful. Please do like the video if you have, and do subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, talking about how you can reach your fat loss goals in an effective and efficient way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.